against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
When people think about Doom, they usually think about the old 1970s, 1990s game that was one of the first installments in the franchise to absolutely revolutionize the gaming industry. I mean, this game took everybody by the absolute balls when it came out. All these years later, that game is still very popular, but not in the ways that you guys are thinking. That game is popular because you can basically run it on anything. I've seen these memes of people running it on potatoes. I've seen memes of people running it on like a lemon with a bunch of batteries hooked to it. A bunch of MIT students literally ran the game on E. coli, gut bacteria. I'm gonna let you sit with that thought for a second before we continue. Good. Alright, now that you thought about that, let's talk about the other installments of the Doom franchise. There's specifically 3 of these installments. You got Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and now Doom The Dark Ages. Out of those 3 installments, I've played all 3, and I'm here to tell you that Doom The Dark Ages is the best out of the entire franchise by far, and I'm gonna get into why. Here we go. Let's start off with the level design. The level design of Doom The Dark Ages is pretty much categorized into whatever the hell the developers have the hunch of making. There are levels that are designed to be literal hell. They got the molten lava, they got the statues in the side sort of being all cool. You got entire levels designed on water and rain. You have levels designed on forestry. You have levels designed on technological advancements and weaponry. And you have levels that mix all of that into one what the fuck is going on here sort of thing. It feels like when the developers designed this, they were going in there with the mindset of we're gonna put everything in its right place. I mean, I'd be walking in this game and you'd see a dead guy on the floor and you'd be thinking about, man, that's a really great place to die. That's a really manly death right there. I mean, it'd be just some random dude, some random soldier placed in a position by the developers to make it seem like this guy had a story. This guy's death was not meaningless and was not in vain in the grander scheme of things of the Doom franchise. I mean, you'll be walking into sections of the game and you'll see stuff like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nuclear reactors or whatever the hell that is, and then 3 laboratory scientists discussing what seems to be the most utmost importance sort of event. What the fuck could these 3 random NPCs be discussing that's that important? They look like, I mean, look at this guy's face. It looks like what he has to say right now could be the difference between everything going the right way or everything flopping. With the amount of passion that he's putting into this, the developers know what they're doing. They put this guy specifically here for us to go, damn, that guy has aura. You know what I mean? Like, this is some random NPC in the middle of nowhere. He has no significance to the story. We don't know his name. We don't know his birthplace. We don't know where he comes from. And here he is. He's speaking his heart out to the choir, like about, we have no idea what about, but that's the beauty of the level design of Doom. The next most important topic that I want to touch on, which I also believe the game did absolutely phenomenally well, is the gameplay, which is really the most important part of any game. You know, you can't have a game that's got really good level design and really good NPC story-like situation without having really good gameplay, because then you got yourself a Death Stranding. You know what I mean? You gotta have really good gameplay, otherwise you don't have a game. And I'm really glad to say that in the case of Doom, the Dark Ages, the gameplay is there. And it's awesome, and it feels really well. The movement is very fluid, the mechanics are very easy to pick up. The addition of the shield is different from the last two games, so a lot of people might find that a little bit clunky to begin with the first like 5-6 chapters. But then after the first 5-6 chapters, it's gonna be like second nature to you. It's gonna turn into muscle memory, and you'll have no problems with it at all. Speaking of the shield, I think it was a very good fucking addition, because when I play video games, I don't want to feel like a bitch. I don't want to feel like I was gonna say, you know what I mean, but I want to feel like a magnanimous dude. I want to go in there and just kill everything on sight. The shield lets you do that, because if you make a mistake, if you make an error, you can just hold the shield and retreat into safety, let the Slayer heal up a little bit, and then run right back in. You were not able to do that in previous Doom games, so I think that's just an example of how the developers are innovating, and they're adding new stuff with every game that they know the character is going to need. The addition of the shield was a very welcome addition. Also, one more thing about the shield before I move on is you can use it as like a throwable. So if you are in a situation where you run out of ammo, or you don't want to switch to another gun, because switching to guns is actually very long in this game. It takes a couple seconds. So if you actually throw the shield at a dude, it'll incapacitate the big guys and hold them there for a couple seconds while you get a chance to like swing at them, reload, grab some more ammo, do whatever you need. Or you could literally just throw it at a smaller guy and it'll just kill him right away, just like they're a piece of popcorn or something. Just pop them right there. And that's a really good addition. Now, in terms of the guns, there's a lot of fucking guns. You get through pretty much every single gun by like the 15th chapter. There's like 22 chapters in totals. That's not spoilers. You'll see that on the home screen. There's 22 chapters in total. So around 15 chapters, you'll get pretty much every gun in the game. And some of them should be upgraded. All the guns are very good. I don't have any qualms with any of them. My favorite gun in the entire game is not really the shotgun. I really like this gun called the Impaler. The Impaler is pretty much a glorified nail gun. You can shoot it at the most overpowered enemy with all the gear in the world and all the armor and all the little minions in front of him protecting him. As long as you hit a headshot, it's still going to do serious damage. In terms of the story, which is also the most important part of a solo campaign experience, the story in Doom: The Dark Ages is also freaking phenomenal. The weird thing about the story is that it's kind of hard to follow, because every other aspect of the game is so phenomenal, especially the gameplay and the level building, that the story is kind of secondary, and it's not really the main thing like grabbing your attention. Even though it's phenomenal, and even though it's very good, and even though I could do an entire video essay on this story alone, in any other situation this story would be very memorable. In this particular instance, the story is very good, but just not memorable. It's weird. What I can remember, you start off as, the Doomslayer on the Maker's plantation, sort of. You're like a slave for the Makers, and the Makers have this thing around your heart. I don't know what it's called. I think they call it like a bind, or like the tether. No, that's what it's called. They call it a tether. And basically they designed it so that they could use the Slayer, the Doomslayer, as a weapon against their enemies. Now, the problem is, it's the goddamn Doomslayer. You can't really tether him or, hold him with anything, because he's OP. We're OP as fuck. Nothing can stop us. So it ends up backfiring on them. Then there's also this other aspect of the story of a guy called Azrak, Prince Azrak, who's the Prince of Hell. And his whole goal throughout the game is to get this like secret heirloom that can control everything. The King's daughter, King Novik's daughter, Thera, I believe is her name, she goes on during the early stages of the game to tell us that it is very important, under no circumstance should Prince Azrak get his hands on this heirloom, because if he gets his hands on this heirloom, he'll have unlimited power, and that he'll be unable to be defeated. So under no circumstances should he get his hands on it.
That demon, he's after something. You saw that. We call it the Heart of Argent. Anyone who wields it, they'd have the power of a god. Stronger than maybe even you, if he ever gets control of it. That much power in Hell's hands. None of us would survive.
So naturally, he gets his hands on it. And then that's where I'll leave it there. It's really sort of... I've already said too much with that. So if you guys... I'm sorry if that was kind of a bit of a spoiler, but I couldn't help myself. Watch towards the end. The game's like really good. Well, the turn of events at the end is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The story's really good. Yeah, so all in all, I'm going to rate this game a 8.5 out of 10. It's really hard to get into those upper brackets. The ending is absolutely phenomenal. I really liked every second of it. I really hope they do make another Dune game. Or, sorry, Doom game. Even though Dune's also really good. I really hope they make another Doom game. Because this one was phenomenal. The last one was phenomenal. 2016 was phenomenal. They were all very good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you like this style of video. If you made it to the end, probably not. I really hope a lot of people watched. If not, I don't really care. I do this for fun. I'm going to make another video about another game I'm going to be playing. I'm planning on making a lot of more videos like this. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to stop talking now because if I don't, I'm going to keep talking forever. A really good game. Shout out to Bethesda for making this. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.